is often traced to books, films, or therapist influence rather, rather than independent events. No physical evidence supports alien implantation of memories. Brain imaging and memory research point to normal mechanisms like source monitoring errors, forgetting where a detail came from, or trauma induced disassociation. Why it matters and persists. Screen memories elegantly explain inconsistencies in abduction reports for believers while highlighting memory's unreliability for skeptics. They appear in thousands of cases worldwide, often tied to reproductive genetic themes in the lore. Yet rigorous studies show abductees aren't lying, they genuinely believe their experiences, much like another false memory phenomenon. An example, past life regression or repressed abuse claims. The phenomenon underscores bigger questions about consciousness, trauma, and belief. Is the mind protecting itself? Are we culturally primed for certain narratives? Or is something genuinely anomalous occurring that science hasn't yet explained? Let me know what you guys think. Should I be wearing a tinfoil hat and be put in the wacky bin with the rest of the Looney Tunes that are out there? Or is there something out there that we don't know about that's happening and maybe we just don't know what's happening? Don't know it. Are we being visited? Who knows? I don't trust everything, especially stuff like this, but I'm not going to outright say it's definitely not happening either. Always keep an open mind. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want me to keep doing stuff like this, or should I just use one of these and, no longer be able to make videos? Let me know. No, I'm not suicidal. If you heard I committed suicide, I am not suicidal. Not in the slightest. Talking to you. Right there. With my injured finger. Little fingy. Boo boo. See you in the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Or call 911. Don't do that, because then I'll catch shit and I got enough shit to deal with. I mean, look at who I have to deal with every day. I don't need more shit. But I'll see you in the next one. See ya. Hey guys, Dobby back at you with another video. Just kind of going over some alien abduction stuff. Like they call, like, people getting hypnosis and stuff to remember supposed alien abduction stuff that happened to them. And this video is kind of more of some story, but some explanation of different types of memories and where they came from. A little brief, tiny little brief history of it. Not going to go too in depth unless you guys let me know. Hey, go into more depth, then I can do another video on go into more depth. So I'm going to start out with screen memories. Sometimes they call it screen images or cover memories, and they're a core concept in the study of alien abductions or close encounters of the fourth kind, abbreviated as CE4. In ufology, they refer to false or fabricated memories, often being benign, mundane, or emotionally neutral. They're supposed to mask or replace the traumatic details of an actual extraterrestrial encounter. The idea is that the aliens or the abduction experience itself implant these screens to prevent the abductee from consciously remembering the event, preserving their daily life while allowing fragmented or symbolic recall later. There's other parts of life or the world where this happens too, not just alien abduction, anything that's traumatic. Sometimes the mind will either block out the memory completely, and you'll just have missing time, or you'll you well, your mind will like pick and choose which memories it doesn't, bits and pieces of it of the memory that aren't as bad, and and kind of hide the stuff that's really traumatic happening with people who've been through seriously traumatic stuff for them. It's not just alien encounters, but it seems to be reported quite frequently with alien abduction stories. The term screen memory comes from Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory, where it describes a relatively innocent memory that substitutes for a repressed traumatic one, like a childhood incident, in hiding deeper emotional conflict. Ufologists borrowed and adapted it in the 1980s and 1990s during the height of abduction research. Some of the people that made it popular include Bud Hopkins, who was supposed to be a pioneering investigator, author of Intruders It Witnessed. He described cases where initial memories of animals or familiar scenes dissolved under questioning or hypnosis into gray alien encounters. The other one is David Jacobs, who was a historian and abduction researcher, emphasized screen memories as part of a systemic alien program involving genetic experimentation. And John Mack, Harvard psychiatrist, he took abduction reports seriously and explored how these memories function psychologically, though he faced professional criticism. Yeah, that happens a lot with stuff that's not conventional. Like people just think, oh, the alien abduction stuff is just nonsense and baloney. And is there any truth to it? Maybe. Anything's possible. You haven't even scratched the surface of what's in this universe. And who knows what's out there? Do I necessarily believe it 100%? No. But do I think something else is out there besides just life on this planet? Is there life out there? I kind of lean towards yes, but again, this is my personal opinion. There's no proof one way or the other of life existing right this second. Any sort of, especially any sort of more advanced life. beyond, and I'm referring to like something more than this fungus, a bacteria, or a virus, or something at our level of technology that has a language, science, religion, any sort of social structure of any sort. This concept has gained traction along the rise of regression hypnosis and abduction therapy, where missing time episodes were unblocked. It also paralleled the memory wars of the 1980s and 90s, when recovered memories of satanic ritual abuse and childhood trauma were similarly debated. How screen memories work in abduction lore. According to abduction researchers, aliens use advanced telepathic or technological means to overlay these false recollections right after or during the event. Common screens include animals, owls, deer, wolves, or even oversized hairless cats staring through windows or appearing in woods, roadsides. Classic example, the Nome, Alaska cases I mentioned earlier, where owl-like figures at bedroom windows hid gray aliens in medical procedures. Familiar figures, deceased relatives, friendly humanoids, or even childhood toys or pets. Neutral events, bright lights, car breakdowns that resolve oddly, or mundane nighttime disturbances like a dream of floating or buzzing sounds. Hold on a second, guys. Hey, Comer wanted to be up here. And there's a nice view. I get that view quite frequently. Sorry about that. Symbolic or distorted images, a glowing orb or comforting presence, or a medical procedure reimagined as something ordinary. Under hypnosis or deep questioning, the screen cracks. The abductee might suddenly realize the owl had huge black eyes and was levitating them, or the deer in the headlights was actually a short gray being. Proponents argue this explains why some abductees have partial consciousness recall that feels off or dreamlike until fully recovered. Scientific or skeptical perspectives. Psychology and neuroscience offer a very different explanation. Screen memories aren't alien implants, but products of the human mind under stress, suggestion, or neurological quirks. False memory formation. Tested people claiming alien abductions using memory experiments like a Dees Rodiger McDermott paradigm. Those with recovered abduction memories were significantly more prone to false recall and recognition than controls, even without hypnosis. Factors like hypnotic suggestibility, depression, and schizotypal personality traits that predicted this vulnerability. Hypnosis as a culprit. Hypnosis doesn't reliably recover memories. It can implant or distort them, a finding backed by the American Medical Association's warnings. Since the 1980s, many abduction narratives only emerge in therapy, where leading questions or cultural expectations, like sci-fi movies, prior abduction books, fill gaps. Sleep paralysis and hallucinations. A huge overlap exists with isolated sleep paralysis, walking unable to move. A huge overlap exists with isolated sleep paralysis, waking unable to move, seeing shadowy figures, feeling levitation or buzzing, hypnopompic waking. Hallucinations can blend with cultural alien templates, creating confabulated narratives retroactively labeled as abductions, and cultural and media influence. Early cases like Betty and Barney Hill in 1961 predate widespread media, but later ones mirror sci fi tropes. Skeptics note that consistent details